Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is episode 14 of our Florida Panthers franchise mode as we went through a really rough season with the Florida Panthers, and unfortunately we didn't make it to the playoffs for the first time in 2 years, which is pretty good. We have lasted pretty long. We just had a bad year with the Florida Panthers, and we weren't able to string together a good team this year. And even with the big acquisition of picking up Patrik Laine, of course, it just did not string out to be very good. Now, we did go through the entire team and practically ripped everyone apart. We didn't keep anyone. We traded away most of the players that we had formerly on the team. We got rid of. So we only have 2 top 6 players, and that's in Laine and Huberdeau. So we need to pick up a whole new top 6. Charlie Coyle, Happanainen, who is practically the only, he dropped down to a third liner. He has unfortunately just gotten worse every single year. It sucks, but we're going to be really relying on him to be a big third line player alongside Charlie Coyle and Jonas Brodin. Owen Tippett also will be playing on the second line. But this year's going to be a big free agency class. There's a lot of free agents out there. We're going to be rolling on if Keith Yandle will be having a no movement clause or not. Now, we don't have to really worry about very many people. Sergei Bobrovsky does not have a no movement clause anymore, I'm pretty sure. So we're going to see if Keith Yandle will waive his last year of his no movement clause, and if he does, we can trade him on July 1st. So that's going to be a nice thing to have. So I'll quickly set it up and we'll give it a whirl. And the decision will be, hopefully it is a wave, hopefully, and oh, I just passed over the wave. It is the do not, so we're going to be stuck with Keith Yandle for 1 more year. So I gotta say, I mean, it sucks, but it is what it is. We're going to be stuck with Keith Yandle for 1 more year. I mean, it's not too bad. He dropped down to a top 6, so that means we can pick up a defenseman for that top 4 group, and I think we are going to look at that possibility because this year's free agency class is just loaded. And the one free agent that I was really looking at to kind of be that Keith Yandle replacement was Morgan Rielly. I mean, this guy can be that offensive prowess defenseman, which we've been, of course, looking for. And the thing is, can we pick him up is going to be the big question, is if they're going to be releasing him. Now, we know PK Subban will probably be in free agents, and it kind of drops down there. From there, you got Pristap and stuff like that. But you're probably going to be seeing maybe, hopefully, Morgan Rielly in that free agency list. As we all know, Toronto does always have cap issues. So we could really see a possibility of us getting a very good player in Morgan Rielly, as they only have $5 million, and they're getting rid of Morgan Rielly, and then they got Kadri, they got Dermott, they got a lot of players that they do gotta worry about in Toronto. So we're gonna have to see what they do with their team, which is gonna be exciting. But we're just gonna get into the draft. We got a very good kind of draft class this year. We got a pretty good amount of picks. We got our first and then our first later on, which we're thinking of moving up in the draft, which we might do. We got Dallas's 3rd, Pittsburgh's 3rd, Buffalo's 4th, our 5th, and then 6th, and then 7th. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. So it would be making sense to move up a pick and then maybe move up into the 2nd round, which I would like to do as well. But I don't think that really matters anyway. So let's get right into this. I want to see if any team wants to get rid of any of their picks in the top 5. Because if we can move into the top 5, I think that would be probably our best bet right now. And getting a really good player, seeing if we could trade up, maybe trade away one of our players to pick up a player from their team. But it looks like everyone is kind of rebuilding right now. Colorado, where are you at? Yeah, you guys are rebuilding. So yeah, it looks like almost everyone will be probably rebuilding, which is fine. I'm not going to hate on that, but I would like to move up somewhere in the draft. Even move that 30th pick up a little bit instead of picking 30th with the Toronto pick would be nice. Or even going after some kind of player for the core. And I don't think we're going to be able to get a trade going here, as there's really no one. There's no one to pick up. No one wants to trade any of our picks. We got the 9th, Calgary. Will you be trading away your pick? No one wants to trade. So, well, let's take a look at everyone, see what everyone is trading, see if there's any possibilities of us picking up a player. Man, my nose is just like extremely itchy. My lord. Paran, you got Yakupov. You got Torrey Krug in there, but I know he's not an 87 overall, and I'd rather go for like a guy like Morgan Riley. So we'll wait until free agents for defense to see what we'll do. But we could pick up at least one forward, even if it's like a good center or something, which we can use. And that's why Edmonton will be a smart idea, Max. Yeah, there's like no one, man. There is absolutely nobody. Patches, but Patches would be 34 by now. 33, yeah. Oh my god, there's like no one. This is kind of like a dry period of trades. There's no one wanting to do any trades. You got the 18th. They don't want to get rid of their pick. Boston doesn't want to get rid of their pick. Calgary doesn't either. Everyone wants to hold on to their picks right now. No one wants to trade anything this draft, man. It's a dry draft. You got Edmonton who wants to trade their 17th, but that means you would have to trade one of your thirds. But I don't think I'm going to be really willing to do that right now. We're just going to pick with the picks that we have. We can't move up. We can't move down. So we're just going to pick with what we got. Holmquist, yeah, that's what we kind of thought. So who are we left with? And this is going to be a very tough time because we got a pretty good amount of prospects. Welch, which we have no clue about. Yeah, he had 9 goals, 8 assists. Not looking too bad, but we got Samson. Then you got Lieb. Which, Stanley Lieb, I mean, that is just, look at that. A+, A-, B across the boards. Of course, Samson, you don't really know very much about. 19 goals, 49 assists, 68 points. And that's why I'm, like, kind of wishing that we can move up a pick to maybe get Samson and Lieb. Because that would be perfect for our team. But that's if anyone wants to trade away their picks. And it doesn't look like anyone wants to. Because I would like to move up and maybe get Stanley Lieb or something like that. But yeah, just no one wants to fucking trade, man. That's the thing that's the bummer here. We can only move up once, so we can't do like a multi-deal where we pick up Calgary's pick and then move up a pick and stuff like that. Winnipeg is the closest team that we could trade a pick. Because we all know that Calgary doesn't want to, so we're going to call a quick timeout. Let's see what there is. So we got Stanley Lieb, and then near the 15th pick, 16th, you got Ufson, you got Zeeler, Dimitri, Corson, Sundin, you got there too, Couturier, Salmoninen, you got Cato, Fernandez. I mean, you got a couple centerments near 30th. I think we're just gonna pick Stanley Lieb. I mean, he has a medium elite potential. He has great shooting categories. He's played great for the in the Q. I think Stanley Lieb's the best idea for the Florida Panthers right now and probably our best pick. So 10th overall, we're going to be picking him. And then with our next pick, we are going to be going for... did all the fucking centerments get picked? Of course they did. Valen and Smithson both got picked. That's awesome. Buden, another guy that has some nice potential. Any guys that we could take a look at. McGillis, who's way back there in the second round. Pitton. Oh my god, there's like no one, bro. Okay, well, we'll have to pick someone from here. So it'll have to be either Buden or a defense. He's compared to Theo Fleury. He's neither here or there. Can struggle with desire. Can keep the passion. Okay. Phil Walton. Yeah, I think we're going to pick Jacques Buden, another sniper to pick up on the team or really load up with the goal scorers. But there's really nothing we can do right now. Like, we kind of got screwed over here with this draft, but we can make trades. Ooh, that is what I'm talking about. Aiden Tunnell, a B-, not too bad. He's a centerman, and he's also a gem. So we got pretty lucky with that pick. So we'll definitely pick Aiden Tunnell. So we got that forward core all filled up. We get the left wing, centerman, and right wing. So we're looking good there. We could use a defenseman now. Or a goalie. But I think we'll worry about the defenseman here. So we got Martin Clancy, which is a meh. And Sylvain Lagace, which are both not looking too bad. I mean, both play high minutes in the queue. I mean, it's either or. It's going to be good. You can pick this 6'1" right-handed defenseman or the left-handed Sablon Lachance. I think we're going to pick him. We need a left-handed defenseman, 6'5". He's a big boy. We need that kind of that big toughness for a defenseman, which I would like. With our next pick, we could pick another defenseman. This time we could go with Shea. Laurent Shea. Yeah. We could do that. We'll pick him up because of Varlamov, Johansson. No. We will pick Laurent Shea with our next pick, so that means we just need a goalie and an extra pick, and then we're done. Which will have to be the extra pick. Is there anyone like that we can really see that's nice? Maybe we could go after. We do got some low elites at the 168 spot. And a nice centerman, which I think would be our best bet to go for. Or Bjorkstrand, but he's way at 258. We need a guy that we could find down low. We need to find someone that's well scouted that could play here soon. Someone that we can use on our main roster. Like, oh my god, Jalen Pierce. 168th. And then not just that, you got Fallon at 185. Jalen Pierce. Look at those stats though. B, A+, B minus, C, B minus, C. He's going to be ready in like 1 to 2 years. And then you pick up Alvin Fallon, who's right around Pierce's range. That would actually be, I think, a perfect idea for us to do. So what we'll do is 168. So let's take a look at my picks and see where that is. I'm not too sure, but that lines up. So that would be in the 6th round, and we can move back with that 6th pick. So who has the 168th pick in the 6th round? 168th pick. Well, we need to move up just a bit. Actually, yeah, if we move up to the 166th pick, would be perfect. 166. Where is 166? 169. 168th. 166 we're looking for. Where are you? You're gonna make us go for a whole journey? 166. 166. 158th. 166. 166. Where the fuck are you, motherfucker? 166, Buffalo. Okay. So I think what we'll do is we'll just move back with our 5th and we'll acquire that. We'll move back with our picks. That means we're going to move up in the draft. So that gives us that chance to get the defenseman that we were looking at, right? And Pierce. So we pick up Jalen Pierce. Now, with that's perfect. That lined up perfectly. So we got the player that we wanted. Now we're going to be looking at Alvin Fallon at 185. Who dropped down, but 185 is what we're going to be going after now. Which we can move up our pick. That's our bonus pick. No, that's the defenseman pickup. Oh, never mind. That was our bonus. Never mind. So we're only going to be able to pick up Jalen Pierce, but now we need a goalie to finish off the draft. Fuck, I forgot that we can't go after everyone. That's fine. Well, we got the big defenseman, which is good. I mean, we could do trades, right? So even if we are not able to get the guy that we really wanted to get, which is we could have, but in the end, we had a good draft, I think. Yeah, I'm not too bummed out by it. We got a decent centerman in Tennell. We definitely need to go all in with next year's draft and get that good centerman for next year. Can we get a 6th for our 7th? No, we're going to have to go for 7th for 7th. Of course. 7th for 7th. 7th for 7th. And that is it for our draft. I think we had a solid draft. Jalen Pierce, I'm hoping, turns out to be a fantastic defenseman for the Florida Panthers. And I'm hoping that Stanley Lieb also turns out to be a good forward for the Florida Panthers. And can be there for us. So we'll sign scouts later on. But let's worry about the free agency point of time for the Florida Panthers and see what we have to worry about. So we got $38.6 million in the bank, which is nice. First of all, I want to sign Owen Tippett. He's a great top 6 guy. I think 4 or 5 years I think 4 years is perfect and better. I think you sign him for 2.50 for the next 4 years. You don't have to worry about signing a big no trade clause on him for a bit. Charlie Coyle, you do, as he doesn't want to sign back with the team, which is kind of a bummer. He's been a good player for us. How much do you want? I mean, we'll sign you to another $3.5 million for next year. See if you want to sign, and then also Happanainen. Yeah, we'll do you 2 years for that $3 million, and that's a nice contract. Get you to a cheap deal to just kind of bridge us across that little bridge. Carvategi, and then you got Jonathan Ang. We'll sign Jonathan Ang because he could develop into something. You never know. Sebastian Repo, I don't think those guys are going to turn out to be anything anyways. And we'll practically just release everyone else. I'm not too sure, ready to, or not too sure. I'm not really not. I'm sure what they'll turn out to be. I just really don't give a shit. We'll sign them in the starting of next year. So we got some pretty good guys. Stanley Lee, I'm really excited to see what he'll turn out to be because that shooting category should be monster, which is nice. Defensively, you got Ekblad, Brodin, and then Keenan's who we got to sign. I don't know what he's going to develop into, which is the big worry. And, I mean, he's not jumping up too spectacular, but you sign him for 4 years. Same as Owen Tippett, 4.5 for the next 4 years. Ramo Ninimaki, he's top 6 too. We might have to get rid of him if he jumps up because we're going to get a better defenseman for the team for right now to make ourselves better. Ian Mikoshen is top 6, but we got Keith Yandle coming up, so we're going to have to just get rid of Ian Mikoshen. And then Pierre Oliver Joseph has a 1.3 for the next 2 years. Okay, that's not a big deal anyways. Julius Bergman, Brisboe. We'll sign him to a contract, might as well. Give him a contract, see what he develops into. Petrov, he's already 74 overall. We got a nice plethora of defensemen coming through the shrine of the team, which is nice. I mean, Florida never really had that. They never had that many good defensemen. Now we picked up Pearson as well. I mean, we got a lot of good defensemen coming up through the team. Eric Davies, we do need to sign this year to his entry-level deal. And then Montalbal wants a full-time deal, which is not going to happen. So Jameson, Whitfield, and Eric Davies will be the starters for the Miners. And Eric Davies will be ready to be a starting goaltender by time next year comes. So Charlie Cole, he's signing to the team. I'm just going to nail him to a no-trade clause because that's probably how it's going to be. And the reason why I'm just going to nail him to a no-trade clause right off the get-go because, I mean, we're going to keep him anyways. We're not going to trade him. It's only to a one-year deal anyways. So I'm just going to automatically nail him to a no-trade clause because I really don't want to set up. Yeah, I'm lazy, but I don't want to spin the wheel again. And I think it was mainly just young players, Owen Tippett, Charlie Coyle, Happanainen, and then, what's his face? Keenan's signed a deal as well. So that's all we really have to worry about. We don't have to worry about anyone else. Let's get to free agency, okay? My heart is absolutely pounding right now, bro. Let's see what is in this free agency class. We know what we need. We need a whole entire top 6. We got Owen Tippett. We need that centerman. We need some good wingers. We need some good supporting roles, right? We know what we need. And let's take a look here. So for forward core, we got Lenny Huberdeau. Another first liner would help. And to build that second line with Owen Tippett, right? You got the third line. You got the fourth line. You're all good in that case. Defensively, you got top 6. You got your top 4. You need a top 2 defenseman, which would be very nice to have. I mean, we do have developing Alexander Keenan's, but I just don't see anything special in him. And oh my God, that is what I'm talking about. My boy Johnny Gaudreau, bro. Woo, that's the only big free agent, and I think we're just gonna go after him. I mean, we have the money. We have $24 million in the cap. And now I really wish we could get rid of Yandle, but he didn't want to get bought out. So, let's see what we got to deal with here. Let's see here. Cap space-wise, what do we got? I think we're in a good spot, cap space-wise. We got a lot of money, and we're getting Keith Yandle off the books next year. We're good defensively. We're not looking too bad. Now, Gaudreau is going to be $12 million against our cap. Now, yes, that is a lot of money, but that's a good goddamn player. And then you also, oh my God, Morgan Riley as well. If we could get the 2 biggest free agents in the class, that would be huge. That's done. That's it. You get the 2 biggest free agents in the class, and I think we got to do it. We got to make our name for ourselves. Johnny Gaudreau, $12 million, 7 years, Johnny Gaudreau. Morgan Riley, or not Nikita Sherbak. Morgan Riley. There you go. $8 million. 6 years for Morgan Riley. I don't care if we have to put him on a no movement clause, anything like that. We're getting these guys to our team because we need players like that. We need those good players. I think we're going to go, honestly, after Nazem Kadri, a good two-way forward for our center would be perfect for our team. You get him to a nice deal, nice cheap deal. I think 5 years. Oh my God, that's going to be a big-time deal, man. Either that, you go after Hurdle, who's more expensive, or you could go after Paul Stastny, who's going to probably drop with a 1-year deal. Nazem Kadri, you get him to a 4-year deal. Let's see what type of no-trade clause he will be. All right, I'll be right back. So for Nazem Kadri, if we sign him to a 4-year deal on a cap hit of probably 4.2, he's going to want a no-trade clause for a 0 amount of years. So please stay at 0. Please stay at 0. And it perfectly does. Awesome. So he wants a no trade. He doesn't want a no trade clause. So that fits in perfectly with our team. So if you sign him to a 4-year at 4.2, I think that's what we'll stay at. We'll get Nazem Kadri. We'll get Johnny Gaudreau. We'll get Morgan Riley. And that will be our roster. So let's hope and pray that Johnny Gaudreau decides to sign with the Florida Panthers. Please. Nazem Kadri signs. Okay, so that's one big signing. We got one big player. Now let's get the other big player. Johnny Gaudreau has signed with the Florida Panthers, and Morgan Riley decides to reject. Okay, so I mean that's okay. Okay, I'm not hating on Morgan Riley. He gets to go and play with Minnie. Okay, and we still have Keaton's developing, so I'm not gonna hate that deal at all. And I guess we kind of got saved as well. And I mean, what the fuck do you think of Morgan Riley? Why go and play? I guess you got paid, yeah, $2 extra $100,000, man, to go and play with a shitty team in Mini. Great idea there, Morgan. Oh, you're an idiot, man. Okay, so we practically filled up the team now. We have $9 million left. I think the other player I want to sign is Ondrej Palat, who wants, holy shit, if we change that. Okay. So, either that or you go after Perron or Paul Stastny, and then that's all you really have for your free agents. So, another 4-year contract again. So, let's take a look and then see what Ondrej Palat will be. Perron and Stastny, we can sign to both to 1 year, so we're just going to automatically throw a no-trade clause on those contracts if we were to go after them. And Ondrej Palat, if we sign him to a 4-year deal, only has a 1-year no-trade clause. So we would only have to deal with that contract for a year, and then we could get rid of it. So I think Ondrej Palat, you get a playmaker alongside Nazem Kadri and Owen Tippett. I think that's not a bad idea. Now, the problem is we have Kirby Dack as well coming up through the Shrines, and I think that's another kind of a worry that I'm going to have with the team, because you got some good players. You got Kirby Dack, who's developing. So, let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we can see for, like, a possible trade instead of going after an old Ondrej Palat. See if we could get, like, a younger type of better player than Ondrej Palat, because I know Ondrej Palat's only, like, an 83 overall. We're going to take a look at the possibilities, take a look who is a better fit for our team. If it's going to be Ondrej Palat, or is it going to be through a trade? Because we can get rid of Kirby Dack. But you got to remember, we got to find someone that's young, that's nice, that can fit perfectly on our team and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to be really, really looking at for a player like that. And you also got to remember cap space, because we still have to sign a tops fucking forward defenseman since Morgan Riley rejected. And I guess it's a good thing. Oh my God, Colton Parayko. Oh. Man, that would be, we don't really need another big defenseman. No, we're more in the need of a kind of a guy that's off. Oh, Jaden Schwartz. 54 points last year. He had 63 the year before. That's not a bad player to pick up in Jaden Schwartz. He's $5 million. You could retain the cap for sure if you give him enough value. You could definitely retain it. So, 55 points, 65 points 2 years ago. Let's take a look at Ondrej Palat. Let's see what Ondrej Palat kind of offers for the team. 41 points, 53, 61. So he's been kind of dealt trailing, but he did really good this year. You throw him on a line that should be solid. I think Ondrej Palat will be a pretty good player for our team. So we're going to get him. We're going to sign him to 4.6 for 1 year, for 4 years. So Ondrej Palat will be coming to the Florida Panthers. And then defensively, we kind of got cucked. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so we're going to have to go and trade for somebody. Now, we were thinking of Torrey Krug, but I think we're going to wait until the offseason to get to that point. We already got everyone that we want. Oh, we need a starting goaltender. Okay, Ondrej Palat has signed with the team, so we got to worry about a 1-year no trade clause for Ondrej Palat, and we also got to worry about Johnny Gaudreau. So a full-blown no trade clause for the next 7 years. Well, maybe. It could be a full-blown no movement clause, which I wouldn't hate because Johnny Gaudreau, man, he's going to be the future of the team. He just took over this team. Now, maybe we trade away Huberdeau in the future. I don't know. We'll have to see what the future beholds with Johnny Huberdeau. If he can actually play good with Johnny Gaudreau and Patrik Laine. Because that really sets you up big time with 2 lethal goal scorers. We really got to see Huberdeau perform to his best of his ability. We really got to see him play good hockey. And if we want to win a cup, we got to see Huberdeau play, right? So, let's see what type of contract we're going to get stuck with Johnny Gaudreau. Is it going to be a full-blown no movement clause? Is it not? We'll have to see what it is. And it looks like it will only be a 3-year. Oh, maybe 2. It will be a 2-year no movement clause. So we're only stuck with Johnny Gaudreau for 2 years. And then we have the will to trade him whenever we want, which is nice to have. So we're not really stuck with them. And we still have $6.2 million in the cap space. So we still need to sign a backup goaltender as well. So we'll just get someone that's nice and cheap for our backup goaltender. So someone like Calvin Pickard, who had, how well did he play last year? He was an AHL 9-10, not too bad. No, he could play pretty good. We'll play him as our backup goaltender for 1.3. Just someone cheap so we can go after and get that good defenseman that we want. Now, Torrey Krug is on my mind. I'm hoping that trade value can... Oh, shit. We need to sign scouts, too. Oh, no. No. I forgot to sign scouts. I always forget to do that. Always forget to sign scouts. It's always a thing that I'm dumb with. And then I get the shit scouts because I totally forget. God damn it. That's okay. I mean, that's why we've been so shitty drafting. Is because our scouts are so goddamn shitty. Oh, my God. We're getting cucked. We're getting cooked hard. That's okay. Gonna have to pay Spencer a pretty good amount to the max deal. And then that's really all we have to do. Okay, that's good. Get all those guys to hopefully the contracts. I like how MLB is where you only have to have like 4 scouts. And it's kind of a pain in the ass to have like fucking 20 goddamn scouts. And you have to deal with them like players all the goddamn time. They're useless, man. I liked the scouting system at first. I thought it was a really cool, unique engine. And then it just became a nuisance and a pain in the ass. Like a big-time pain in the ass. So, let's take a look at what the Florida Panthers will bring for this year's team. I'm really excited to see Johnny Gaudreau, his new face on the billboards of Florida. It's a big time for Florida. You had Patrik Laine come down last year. And then you see Johnny Gaudreau make his way down to this team. And you almost see Morgan Rielly as well. We could have got the double header, which would have been huge, but we didn't. We weren't able to reel it in. And I think Morgan Rielly would have been that staple of that offense that we really needed for this team. I think we needed him more than ever, but we weren't able to get him, which is a big-time bummer. We'll have to also see where Yandle sits on the team because he's not going to jump up to a top 4 again, but he is going to be that top 6 defenseman, or he's going to be down the minors. So we're going to have to figure that out as well for our top 6 and stuff like that. Captaincy-wise, Huberdeau, Laine, and then the captain will be Ekblad, is what we'll be doing. Johnny Gaudreau. Okay, so let's take a look at the roster. Let's see what we got for players and stuff like that, and who has jumped up and stuff like that. And so Hepanainen, of course, you're going to be a dick and jump up. So Hepanainen, of course, jumped up to be a second liner. So, of course, we are not stuck, but we're going to keep Nazem Kadri anyways and Ondrej Palat. Because I want that veteran experience anyways, if I'm pretty sure. I know, let me check a look. I just said it. I know I just said it. Because, yeah, 0 years. So, yeah, Nazem Kadri is not stuck. You got Johnny Gaudreau. Ondrej Palat only had a 1 year. Nazem Kadri was not stuck to nothing. But, I mean, I think we get rid of Nazem Kadri is going to be the better player for right now, I think, for the team. I mean, he's more that grittier defensive type of player. He could score goals and stuff like that, play that good defensive game, which we need him to play. Heppinainen, on the other hand, I mean, he is, oh my god, those are fucking deadly stats. Jesus Christ. Oh, I think we fucked up on that deal. That's okay, though. I mean, we could get rid of Nazem Kadri. He's not stuck to anything unless he is. Well, I'll have to watch back on the video, see if he actually is stuck on anything. I'm pretty sure he wasn't. Anyways, Brisba, we'll send him down. So we got the top 4 all looking good. So Brodin, Ekblad, and then Keenan's, and then Yandle top 6, and then Mackie top 6, and then that's it. And then you got Ekblad and Picard, and then Eric Davies as your stars. So we might have to trade Nazem Kadri as we sign him. We have to trade him, which is not realistic at all. But I'd rather play Heppinainen because I want this young roster to kind of stay young. Now, Torrey Krug, the big problem with him is 87 overall at 31 years old. And he's still playing solid hockey, right? You would have a good offensive defenseman for a bit. It's just, I don't know, man. It's a risk of a deal for us to do, to go after a guy like him who's dropping slowly. I don't know if that's the best move for us. You got Cam Atkinson, Patrice Bergeron. Jesus. I don't know if there's going to be really anyone else out here to go after. We're going to have to figure out a move to see what is the best for the team. I think we get rid of Nazem Kadri. Colton Parayko is also on this other side as well. 21 points. I mean, he's not the offensive guy that we need for the team. And I think we're going to have to go after Torrey Krug here. Now, what we trade for Torrey Krug, I think they're going to be going for more of the youth. And I mean, we can, I think what we can do, and the thing is, with Heppinainen, I've been very upset with him. I want to go for the playoff push, right? Your team is still young. You got Laine, who's 24. You got Huberdeau, who's 29. Yeah, you're getting a couple guys that are in their late 30s. Yeah, you're going to have Gaudreau, who's going to hit his 30s. We could trade Kadri later to get a younger centerman. And, I mean, you could take a look at the prospects that we have, for fuck's sake. You got Kirby Dach, who's jumping up, man. And he's going to be, hopefully, a good player for the team. And hopefully he gets better. You got Kulikov, you got Noel, you got Doughty, you got Altonen. You got some solid players that you're going to be seeing here in the next couple of years. You got Budin, you got Leb. I don't think we're going to be really worrying about Nazem Kadri. If we go old this year, and that's going to be a worry about me, is going old. Because I'd like to know what, fuck it, we're going to keep Heppinainen. I don't think we even got Nazem Kadri to a no movement clause, because that's why we signed him in the first place, is we didn't have to worry about a no movement clause, because he was the first guy that we looked at and said 0 years. So, fuck it, we're going to trade Nazem Kadri. I really don't give a shit. It might be breaking the rules, but whatever. To go and pick up Torrey Krug. Now, Torrey Krug, actually, we really don't even have to worry about his salary cap, because we're in pretty good position right now. And I would like to lower it at least by $1 million, because I don't think he's worth that type of money. If we could get lowered it by $1 million, that would lower it down to 5.8, where I kind of think he's kind of worth it at that position. Prospectively, we're going to have to trade at least 1 or 2 prospects. I think Kulikov, and then you trade away a nice prospect in Nicholas Oduya. So you're trading away 2 prospects, and Kulikov and Oduya. So you're giving them a pretty good amount of players. You give them an NHL-ready guy in Nazem Kadri, unless we can't trade them. And see what they got. I don't think they got very much. No, they don't. They could definitely use a second-line centerman and then probably trade him for more picks anyways. So you pick him up. So you trade away Kadri, you trade away Kulikov, you trade away Oduya. And then in the end of things, we also trade away our first-round draft pick and the Vancouver pick. And I think that's what we'll do for the Torrey Krug. And hopefully that will go through, and that will really solitude our defense, of course. So, Kadri, Kulikov, Oduya, a first for Torrey Krug, Bennett, and that other guy. And we'll also pick up a third. We'll pick up a third round pick. Will this go through? No, it does not. You guys are not accepting with retaining services. Okay, that's fine with me. I really don't give a shit. Will you guys at least do 500k? Yes, they do. Torrey Krug has officially become a Florida Panther, which is making this team even better. We are ready for next year, man. We are ready to make a playoff push, which I would have to say we have not been ready for a long time. Now, that second line, yeah, it's looking a bit bleak. which we might have to do a bit of an improvement on. But they're all second liners. Now that fucking third line, man, it's going to be a bash line. You got Jonas Donskoy, who is pretty good physical. You got fucking Coyle, who's big and physical. You got Kirby Dack, who's big and physical. I mean, this line is going to be fun and exciting to watch, and I'm really excited to see that. The fourth line, we're going to have to pick up some kind of fourth line with Krausen and Gergensons and maybe a goal scorer. But this team is looking deadly. And then even later on in the year, if you want to throw Hepanainen up on that first line, we could try to do that. We're going to keep it the way that it was. Brodin with Ekblad, Keenans with Krug, and then we'll throw Yandle with Ninemaki, because Joseph is nowhere near ready NHL. He's depth, but I think next year he'll definitely be playing in the NHL. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. The Florida Panthers are really looking deadly. I mean, Johnny Gaudreau has just made us a big-time contender. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Adios, amigos.